Okay, everyone. We are back. And I think you should hear me this time. Yes, so the mic is working. Thank you, everyone. I don't know what was happening. Somehow the mic got screwed up. And stupid nonsense. I don't know why it happens, but it did happen. But let's see. We're live now. Hopefully everyone will come in. I think I had changed. Let me double check because it was being really dumb. No. Why is that? For some reason I changed everything and it didn't update because put the picture in. Put that. Okay. Update. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Like YouTube is having trouble putting the picture in, putting everything. Sup. Okay, changes saved. Put that on. Yeah, something happened at Applebee's. It sure seems like it, doesn't it? Don't know what happened there, but something happened. Okay. Okay. No, I don't know if it was the computer. It actually seems like maybe it was the streaming software, the Streamlabs OBS that somehow messed up. Let me here. Hold on. I'm gonna grab the link again. So thank you everyone for coming in for round 2 here. Let me grab this. Okay. And let's go. So I was going to talk about Chozen today, partially because the boys are here. Yeah, the boys are here. Why is this not updating? Boy. It'd be weird if I have to go back to well, I may not have. I made my let's see. Yeah, that should be right. The chat. Hold on 1 second. But great. Now the chat is updating. So I may not have the chat working, or at least where I put it up on the screen. I don't know if that's working or not. So yeah, I don't know. Why is that? Somehow. Oh, man. Oh, wait. Maybe that was the problem. Okay, okay. I see the problem. I had the wrong chat going. Okay. Sorry guys. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay. All right, we got it going. Okay. Howdy, Peter from Cobra Kai Companion. Okay, we are back. Oh, Gertie is excited to be here. Doesn't normally can't make it. Thank you, Gertie. Yeah, definitely. I was doing Sunday. I'm still not even sure. Like Sunday afternoon is really the best time. I honestly I don't know. So but it's just the time I've been doing. I may stretch in other times, streams at other times to be a little bit, get streams in when other people do it. Obviously, last week I did a stream, late at night. That was when the season 5 trailer dropped. Went ahead and was there for that one. But, I normally don't, and unless I do something like that, I don't know. And then yesterday we did a special stream with the channel members that had Apollo James there, NASA Keynes, and some others. Riley was in there too. He takes the parents. So yeah, it's like the thing is, anytime you pick, it'll be like oh man, that's like the perfect time for some people, and then there are other people who like, I will never once be able to make that time, and it's kind of unfortunate because like they tell you in terms of like streaming or YouTube, if you have like a set schedule, then people can look forward to it, people can plan it, and like that makes total sense. Like I get that. But then at the other time, like you want other people to, be like, hey, others to join in. So yeah, it's definitely a back and forth. By the way, over on the Cobra Kai Companion, and that's Companion with a K. Yes, Peter there. Interviewed Robert Mark Kamen. They mostly talked about the upcoming musical, because Robert Mark Kamen wrote the book for the musical. And if you don't know, but I mean that's essentially like the script. He didn't write the music and lyrics, but he wrote like essentially the script. They call it the book in musical world. But yeah, so good interview. I mean, it's going to be hard. Most people aren't going to be able to see the musical. It's opening there in like St. Louis or something, and then we'll be in New York or something, but still just some interesting info. Apollo James, yes, global fans, absolutely. Let's see. So what were we going to talk about? When enter the fight arena in Mexico. Yeah. So let's see here. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's talk about what he's talking about right here. Boop and boom. He's referring to Robbie's eye here. Yeah, it definitely looks like they were already in some sort of fight. Or Robbie was already in some sort of fight. Who, what, why, how? We have no idea. But yeah, definitely you're right, Benoit Tamans. So there's definitely something going off here. And you almost wonder, because when they're fighting at the apartment, Robbie has also an injury almost in the same spot. Um, at least that's how I took it. Like he's got like a little bit of an injury there, but that could be from the fight there. Johnny too. Could, yeah. But you know, of course, there's going to be a ton of fights. I like this guy here. He's just like, what's going on? You think anyone will die in season 5? Yeah. So to backtrack a little, like on how we got here, I was after I made my breakdown video, which just passed 100,000 views. Thank you, everyone. It's a great one. Be sure to keep checking it out. I think it's a good video. It's 13 minutes long and hits on all the main points without overstretching anything ridiculous. I had that video, and I think I put it out last Friday, and I was thinking, like as I was finishing the video, and then like on Saturday, I was thinking like, what if like Chozen dies, and that's something that I was thinking like this could all be like a setup, especially even like the trailer just makes him look so badass, and you can't really interpret a whole lot of that. Like, well, he's so cool, then ergo he's gonna die. But like, like what would happen if he dies in some heroic fashion or something? And then I was thinking at the same time, that's something actually Peter had predicted long ago, even maybe it was before season 3. And then I wanted to do the video on it, so the video I ultimately made. And I started writing it, and then funny, as I was in between like writing and stuff, I was listening to their breakdown, Cobra Kai companion, Peter and Brianna, and Peter brought it up again, and just mentioned some of the things, that we know about Chozen, no wife, no kids, and he's very honor bound. So if we look at like, this is the video, but like we look at some of the comments, like one of the most common comments I got, we all know Chozen has redeemed himself. Like this is very common. He gained Yuna and Kumiko's forgiveness, as well as Sato's, and then blah, blah, blah. Daniel forgave him in season 3. Yes. The thing about this, that what people are missing is yes, this is all true. Obviously, Kumiko was back on friendly terms with him. Daniel straight up said in season 3, he straight up said, Chozen, whatever, you feel, I want you to know, I forgive you. It's in the past. I'm ready to move on. But Chozen said, regret is a difficult thing. What's the exact line to deal with, to get over? And something that John, Josh, and Hayden have said, thank you, Peter. And something John, Josh, and Hayden have said is Chozen has never forgiven himself. And this is what I think a lot of people are missing. He forgave Chozen. Yes, that is right there in their last scene together. That is true. He distinctly forgave Chozen. But Chozen hasn't forgiven himself. Chozen still feels indebted to Daniel. Chozen still feels like this. Because you can bring up Kumiko, you can bring up Yukie, and Daniel himself. And of course, Sato too. Sato gave him a second chance, as Chozen said. But it's really about how Chozen feels about himself. And this somewhere it actually came straight from John, Josh, and Hayden, and they said the ending of season 4, with Chozen at the at the funeral, or not the funeral, but the grave of Mr. Miyagi's grave, he hops on a plane instantly. He hopped on a plane like same day, instantly, to come to be with Daniel, to help him. Let me see if I have. Yeah, here we go. Is this the best one? Okay. Hold on a sec. Sorry, guys. Okay, there it is. Okay. Chozen hopped on this plane same day to come here. It's not because it's because of how he felt. It's because Chozen, still felt like he had to regain his honor. So, I mean, and that's what, when you go into season 5, realize that Chozen still feels like he has to make it up to Daniel. Chozen feels like he dishonored Daniel, and that's why he's here. That's why he's here. Like that's like why he's here. It's so important to realize that. That's why he hopped on the plane. He's got, presumably, it seems like he's running a business in Okinawa and teaching classes and everything. But he left it all behind because this was his chance to finally repay himself. And it's worth noting, somewhere, I gotta find the interview. I don't remember if he tweeted it, if it was an interview at season 4, but they even specifically said, like, in season 3, like, training with Daniel and like even teaching him the pressure points, that was nothing. Like, he didn't consider that to be like paying Daniel back. That was just like an afternoon of like, I'm showing you around. They made some very specific comments in regards to that. So, and that's why they're here, and that's why Chozen still feels like he owes Daniel so much. So that's something important. And if I had realized I would get that much reaction, I would have made more of an effort to address that point in the video itself. But like at the time, I just wasn't thinking it. And it's one of those things. It's one of those things like I just wasn't thinking it. And so I didn't maybe address it as fully. I just thought people understood that Chozen was here to begin with because he had so much, he felt like he had so much to pay back to Daniel, and he wants to regain his honor. And there's a interview I was looking that they gave, and they said one of the reasons Daniel asked for Chozen is, as he says here, he's got to go on offense. He says that in this scene when he's talking to Mr. Miyagi, and he views Chozen as the one who knows how to do that. Chozen is someone who knows how to go on offense. So that's another reason he wanted Chozen's help. A time jump? Well, it depends. If season 5 is kind of over the summer, I don't think there will be any significant time jump. Then would just be normal flow. Like I don't see any specific time jump like that. And for what it's worth, I assume it's going to be over the summer. I assume that Johnny and and Miguel and all, and they're in Mexico, then they're at a water park. This is like summer stuff, right? So I still think I think it's going to be a summer season, so to speak. Would like to see Daniel reaching out to Chozen before, yeah, like the phone call. Yeah, maybe, but we probably won't get that. I don't think we'll get that. You know what? It's worth. Let me find this. That scroll. Here. I'm glad you brought up the scroll because people have talked about that. And let me find it. Here it is. Okay, we'll go to this here, and this guy provided a basic translation. Some others have put on a little bit more, because it is apparently this is somewhat gibberish or whatever. Like, it's not a perfect translation. It's not like actual like straight words. I mean, that's what some people have said. You get the heart of dragon or something, but you know, be careful. If you use it, you may be killed. So maybe this is what Chozen uses. He uses the heart of the dragon, which is, you see the guy in the right here holding that. It's this powerful move that you can kill someone. Damn it, why didn't I include this in the video? Shoot. But yeah, you know, it's not a perfect, obviously the scroll itself apparently isn't like a perfect translation. It's deliberately meant to be a little bit unclear, but you know, everyone who's looked at it has said, like, yeah, like, if you use it, you may get killed, or beware, you know, it can kill you too. So, I don't know why I forgot about this. But yeah, so this could be something that Chozen uses. We saw Anthony looking at it, but I don't necessarily think Anthony will use it. But this could be something, and that's, you know, like if season 5 ends without Silver gone, Chozen gone, like, yeah, the heart of the dragon, or, you know, get whatever precisely the move is. Why? I don't have a why. Why does it can kill you though? I don't know. It's an old Miyagi-Do technique. You'll have to wait for season 5. A Chozen part 2 video. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to. Bryce, you don't want Chozen to die until the last season. I can see some. Yeah, you know, and we may still get Johnny and Chozen this season. It doesn't mean like he's out of the picture or something. So don't worry about that. Like, we could still get that. But like, I feel like the show still has to focus on Daniel and Johnny. They're ultimately, you know, the senseis. It's the next stage. You know, we can't have Chozen around that long, I don't think. Like, one season seems about right, I would think. Yeah, the real life circumstances. Yuji owns restaurants. I mean, obviously, I'm sure he has managers who run it when he's not there, but you know, Yuji is a businessman. Up there in Washington, so I mean, yeah, I mean, that's a real life reason. We don't quite know. Obviously, he was willing and able to come film this, but even then, stuff might have been slower, because I mean, they did shoot season 5, you know, vaguely during the pandemic, sort of. But yeah, I don't know how much that the reason of the restaurants comes up, but I just think, like, storytelling reason, you know, Daniel and Johnny are the senseis, and that's kind of the heart of the show. And we can have Chozen there for like a season to mix things up. But I feel like if he's around much longer, it feels like the show becomes not the show anymore. We don't want this to be the Chozen show. The Chozen show could be the spinoff, but this one can't. Julie Pierce a pen at the end of season. She may. If she does, it's at the end. Don't know if Mike Barnes is going to return. I still think he will. It just seems like the way season 4 ended was so much leading up to Barnes. Chosen's relationship with Daniel is like Robbie's relationship with Miguel. a little bit. I always thought Chozen and Daniel were more like Sam and Tori. I don't know. What are your questions, Bobby? I'm going back and forth here. Do you think Miguel and Robbie will be friends this season? Well, they very distinctly say they're not friends in the trailer. Do they get to be some sort of understanding? I would hope so. We'll see. Gertie here likes Chozen's Hawaiian shirts. That's what I call them. They're like Hawaiian shirts. I don't know how that got to be, but there it is. So yeah. Kreese will die instead of Chozen in the last season. Maybe. But if Silver dies instead, something else could be. They could be going in a different direction. They all say, insanity and you can't predict it and everything. Maybe, but I feel like Chozen dying is what takes out Silver. So I feel like Chozen going Silver's, that was the team up to take out Silver. Someone did mention somewhere that they felt like if Chozen dies fighting with or for Daniel, Daniel will regret it. I think that's partially true, but I think Daniel will understand that is something Chozen wanted to do, not die, but he wanted to fight back for Daniel. So, I don't think Daniel would move to a life of misery. I think like Daniel can understand that and recognize the honor in it. Chozen's shirts could be a nod to Miyagi, who wore Hawaiian shirts. I tend to think it's like a nod that Frank Helmer, he had Daniel in that blue Hawaiian shirt, so he wanted to put Chozen in a matching, like similar style but red shirt. And now in season 5, he's just kind of going with that theme. That's my own take. Do you think if Chozen dies, Kreese will team up with Johnny and Daniel against Silver? See, I think, like I said with the dragon thing, I think if Chozen dies, like he's going out with Silver, so they don't have to take him out. Wow, Martin takes his revenge. Well, definitely Kreese is a no mercy kind of guy. Who doesn't accept defeat. So yeah, definitely seems like that could be something that happened. There seems to be indications, yes, that Daniel does know Chozen exists. I don't know what Stingray's doing. He could be at one of the dojos. Presumably, part of his deal was to be in Cobra Kai. So Terry Silver's got him somewhere, I suppose. Do you think he gets him? No, I don't think Daniel gets jumped. And it does almost look like Chozen is there walking into the dojo. I guess we can't say for certain, but it does kind of look like him. Yeah, Christy, I would say you're kind of right. Like I said, Daniel feels like, Daniel said, "I forgive you." Daniel tried to move on. He told Chozen that directly, but Chozen still feels like he has to make it up to Daniel. He has to reclaim his honor. So it's definitely on Chozen's end where he feels like he owes Daniel. If Silver dies, who will be the new villain? That's a good question. Is it Kreese coming back, or is it someone else? I don't know. Yeah, at the very least, Daniel met Julie there. I do think season 2 hints at the fact that maybe Julie visited in LA at some point, and maybe they all trained together. But yeah. Stingray collecting rent. Yeah, it could be. Could be Stingray's like the muscle guy. Take care, Riley. Have a good day. Why would Silver and Chozen die? Basically, it goes back to the scroll. Just for people who didn't know. What? Why is that not? Oh. That's why. No. Sorry, guys. This is what I want. Oh. Yeah. The scroll Chozen gave Daniel that we see, it's like the heart of the dragon. If you use it, you may be killed. So it's like really powerful, but it could kill you too. Zibble Mibble. The producers refer to the show or the upcoming season as bombastic. How do you feel about that? Yeah, I do think when they said bombastic, I heard that, and my first reaction was, wow, that's a new word. We've never heard the word bombastic. What does that mean? That's a good question. What does bombastic mean? I don't even know. Definitely it's going to be like crazy with wild stuff happening. And I think we can see, with Chozen here. And I am gasoline. Definitely, did that even play? But yeah, that I am gasoline. Definitely, it's feeling bombastic, right? So Peter is watching with little Preston on the big screen. So pretty cool there, isn't it? The big man Chozen, little Preston on the big screen. That's we gotta do that.
Take him down.
You're playing with fire, Danny boy. And I am gasoline.
Okay. Chozen. I am gasoline. On the big screen. Thank you, little Preston. The remaining Cobras unite. Yeah, I would love for the remaining Cobras to like unite it like that at some point. Or for just maybe Bobby to do a little training. Maybe. We'll see. Why does everyone think Chozen will die? Did you see my video? I mean, if someone, one of the good guys, so to speak, were to die, I think Chozen is a prime candidate. A little celebratory dance. Has anyone considered? Yes, many people have considered that. I keep getting, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's not a direction Chozen will go. Now, that is to say, clearly, we've seen their styles are very different, right? So definitely there's going to be like a little bit of overlap. Like the way Kreese and Terry Silver had differences, definitely Daniel and Chozen will. Chozen as Apollo. Yeah, that's the other part I forgot to bring up. Like, because I was doing so much thinking about like Rocky 4 and how Rocky and Apollo were enemies. They came together, they joined, and then, Rocky 4, Apollo dies. And that's definitely part of what I was thinking. So it's sort of the Rocky parallel. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Apollo, for adding that in. Kreese versus Silver. I mean, you could see that Kreese is mad. He's looking for revenge. So definitely like a Kreese versus Silver. Seems like maybe something. Definitely Kreese wants to get back at Terry Silver. If you betray Kreese, you better watch your back. Yeah, definitely some sort of big fight at the end of season 5. I think they've made mentions of some really huge, crazy fights. Yeah, Chozen handing over sacred skulls of Miyagi-Do techniques to turn on Daniel doesn't seem as likely. I would tend to agree with that. By the way, I imagine this scenes here, like this all feels like episode 1. Like Daniel's literally just showing Chozen what they're up against here. So definitely, this is all probably episode 1. This could very well be, ultimately the beginning of the season. The commercial and Daniel talking to Chozen. This could be like the beginning of the season. We'll see. Kind of the way, if you recall, season 4, they showed us like Daniel's speech at the dojo with Johnny and the back and forth, like the beginning of the season, essentially. So I feel like this could be some of the same. Anthony will honk Kenny's nose. I don't know if the honking will continue to the next generation. I think it'd be funny if Tori honked Sam's nose, but we'll see. Has anyone wondered why people take karate so seriously? Because in the Miyagi-verse, karate is life, especially if you live in the valley. So 116 days sounds great to me. We got a lot to cover in the meantime. Yeah, I mean, I assume if the scroll is something you learn the technique from the scroll. It's not like a video game where you get a special scroll and you use it once and then it's used up like a magic scroll or something. So yes, in practical terms, you can learn the technique from the scroll. Benoit, I see what you're saying. I don't necessarily think Chozen would want to go back to Okinawa if he loses the silver. I feel like more like Chozen would double down and want it twice as hard. Emmett, I have a video on that. If you want to check, I'm going to show you. Because since you're talking about Kreese and his honor, check these videos. This one and this one. Find those videos. You can just scroll back through my videos. Season 4 analysis and season 5 theory. They didn't list the mansion, the LaRusso manse. It's a private residence that they used to film in season 1, and then they just built it in studio. So they don't film there anymore. They just film in their studio, where they rebuilt the main rooms from the house. Yeah, I would hope so. To get some daily videos. I want to cover House of the Dragon too, so it'll be insane, but there'll be definitely a lot to cover. So yes. What do you think Daniel means by cut the head off the snake? I think he's just thinking we got to take out Terry Silver.
This is what we're up against.
He views Terry Silver as the threat. We got to take him out.
Friends. We never will be.
There's only one way to end this. We have to cut the head off the snake.
Yeah. Cut the head off the snake. So, yeah, take out Terry Silver. And then, of course, Chozen's like, I got just the thing. I got just the thing. Why didn't you say, Daniel? That's very easy. Do you think Kreese will ever apologize to Daniel? Well, he did apologize to Johnny. You can argue if he meant it or not, but I would say it's possible. Well, do you think that the Hawk arc is complete? Well, in a way, yes. In a way that from Eli that we meet in episode 2, transforming into Hawk, going back and forth and ending up at Miyagi-Do and then winning the championship. Yes, I think definitely that arc is complete. He's the character, Hawk is still there. They got to come up with something new for him, which they will. But yeah, definitely, and many people talk about that, like Hawk, and especially Hawk and Dimitri, it feels like their story arc is completed. So where do you go from here? So that's what we'll have to see. Obviously he's there. So I tend to think Daniel wants Hawk to be the face of Miyagi-Do as like a competitor, like to Cobra Kai, All Valley champion Hawk. So I think his storyline goes there. I don't know where Dimitri's goes. But I also think it then plays in with Sam as she feels like she feels left behind. If Daniel wants to promote Hawk as like the face of Miyagi-Do because he won the tournament. I mean, I don't know. People always ask him if it's canon, and it's not. I don't remember if he specifically said it's a movie they watch, but otherwise, the show itself won't ever really make reference to it. One of the best villains in the movies. Yeah, definitely. Like, even like people in my family like Kreese, and they're like, well, you can't get rid of Kreese. There's something about him that you just kind of like that he makes like a good bad guy. So we'll see. Maybe he reemerges as the bad guy after Terry Silver's gone. We'll see. Will we see more Devin? Yeah, I'm sure Devin. I don't know what she'll be doing, especially because Johnny will be in Mexico for a while. But she'll be there doing something. I think Bert has a crush on her, so we'll see. But I think she'll be around. Hawk could be Miyagi-Do. Yeah, something like that could be. Definitely something like that could be. And like I said, like if it fuels like jealousy or something in Sam, that would make sense. No one quits karate. Not here. People don't quit karate here. Karate is life. I didn't see where Jacob said that. Jacob is someone that likes to joke around a little bit. So I'm not sure how literal we can take something like that. But it could also just be, they shoot some scenes at the beach. He's at the beach like they were in season 3. It is supposed to be summertime, keep in mind. So but otherwise I wouldn't really try to look too much into something like that. Especially from someone like Jacob, who likes to kind of joke around a little bit. He was almost, maybe that's a good way to put it. Definitely going back to Vietnam, which kind of messed him up. But we'll see how they play it. Kreese will be a little bit more subdued in season 5. I think that much is clear. They're entering senior year of high school. Yes. I'm not sure how they're going to play the ages. Definitely they finished their junior year in season 4, and they have their senior year. Previously, Tori was like a year older than them, which makes you think she's done with high school. But they might have de-aged her for story reasons. They may be finessing that and kind of trying to de-age her. But so I'm not sure what they're going to do with Tori. If they're saying Tori's done with high school or she's not. So why don't they have adult karate? I for purposes of the show, I don't know. But they definitely looks like they now have adults in this class. So adults and teens. Like when I did it, they didn't have many adult classes. They had all age classes. They had junior classes, all age classes, and then like a couple adult classes. But okay, Kevin, are you asking will they meet? I do think they will meet. And I think it's at least possible. Yeah. It's at least possible this is Chozen. It sure looks like him. Hawaiian shirt. I think he has like a thing like that at the back of his head. So I do think Chani and Chozen will meet. Age in the Miyagi versus a Ghost Shoulder. Yeah, I think Hayden has said stuff like that. Actually, maybe Hurwitz has said that too. You know, they kind of bend things back and forth a little bit. It's kind of realistic that Aisha. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It is a little bit. Yeah, high school drama never ends. Just ask Daniel and Johnny. So we know she'll be 18. Yeah, see, she says next year I'll be 18. Although according to what we previously knew, it seemed like she was already 17 and should be 18 relatively soon. But we don't quite know when her birthday's going to be. Stingray's petitioning. Yeah. It would be funny if Stingray's the one that gets the over 18 tournament instated. We'll see. Yeah, Daniel's family and Chozen. I guess presumably Chozen is staying with Daniel, and maybe in the if they have a guest room or the home dojo where Robbie stayed, which kind of makes sense. So we'll see how they interact. Probably episode 1. That's like an episode 1 thing. You know, you see it in episode 1 and then you move on with the story. Chozen lose the fight to Mike Barnes? Could be. Yeah, definitely. Doesn't have to be Silver, although people seem to be rooting for him to fight Silver. Mike seems scary. Yeah, and that's kind of like a little bit like Rocky 4, where, you know, Apollo dies in the opening scene there. Would you like to see Dugan return? Maybe if they have something in mind. Hayden was joking about that yesterday. He said the series ends with Dugan being redeemed. Michael T. Flex, thank you for coming in. He's a big Chozen fan. Probably doesn't like the idea that maybe even Chozen could die or something happen, but we'll see. I don't know. I wouldn't say Chozen is similar in ways to Kreese. I mean, I don't view them as similar. Chozen will end up in jail now. No, see, I don't think the show goes that way. Chozen can't lose. Yeah, but what if he dies while winning? The show needs to up the ante. I mean, in general, there's some truth to that. Like, basically, you know, the show is always looking to kind of raise the stakes. So, yeah, something like that. Do they do it? I don't know. We'll see. You do think he'll lose a fight? Yeah. I mean, it seems like you gotta establish something that, you know, at the very least, you think that the bad guys could win. Yeah, Zeron Chozen is not Miyagi. That's true. I mean, only Miyagi was Miyagi, and whatever happens, you know, that will always be true. Sorry. Gavin, I don't know why you keep saying Bert will be gay next season. Chuck Norris's karate. Silver fights Kreese. Yeah, people are thinking that. I don't think it'll happen. Maybe. But Kreese is... Although Kreese definitely wants his revenge, so we'll have to see. Daniel's mom will say to Chozen, that would be an interesting pair up. We don't know. I would even say it's quite possible Daniel's mom doesn't know about that. I've kind of gotten the impression Daniel didn't tell a lot of people. And in fact, okay, so like in season 2, we learn via Sam that she never knew of the events of like Karate Kid 3 because Daniel never talked about when he, went up and was training at Cobra Kai. I definitely think it stands to reason then that like Daniel never told anyone about him fighting Chozen. So it's doubtful Daniel's mom knows. And I figure it's also doubtful, Sam knows or anyone else. So, okay. Mike Barnes might betray Terry Silver. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I kind of like the idea that like you take over Cobra Kai by betraying or beating the previous person who runs it. I definitely think so. And then Mike Barnes is next. That was kind of my theory going into season 4, because I was thinking about it, how Kreese killed Turner, and then Kreese kind of betrayed and took the dojo from Johnny, and then would Silver do the same to Kreese? I thought Silver would kill Kreese. I was wrong, but Silver did betray him, so it definitely is like the way you take over the dojo. Michael T. Flex will accept it a draw, maybe. Silver and Chozen fight to a draw, maybe. People don't really relive traumas the closest. Yeah, definitely. That's why I think like no one really knows. In fact, I'm not even sure Amanda knows. That'll be the question. Does Amanda know what happened between Chozen and Daniel? Probably not. If you think about it, in season 4, there's that funny moment in LaRusso Auto where she's like, do you have anyone else from your past? And he's like, no. Well, maybe. Everyone thinks Mike Barnes, but technically Chozen could be that too. Like another guy from his past to work up. So definitely, yeah. Actually funny if you think about that scene in season 4 and, realize that Chozen could be one of them. I think most people who know Star Wars know about the rule of 2, but yeah, I think if you're saying what I think, thank you for coming in, John, channel member. If you want to join for as little as $5 a month, support the channel, and we try to meet up and do something at least once a month. Get a little access. Sam and Tori become friends. They got a long way to go. We'll see. Yeah. Stingray's kind of trapped too, but Stingray's definitely kind of trapped. So he's not in the trailer. We'll see what happens to him. Chozen turns it. Nah, I see. Yeah, this is something I just like. Like, it's one thing Daniel and Chozen like totally have different styles and approaches to Miyagi-Do karate, but that doesn't mean Chozen goes evil. As Amanda and Daniel's love, they seem to be, a tough but working relationship. So I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about them in terms of their love or whatever. When I was a kid, I wanted to marry Kumiko. I don't think you're alone. I think there's a lot of people who had a crush on Kumiko. We'll be on the more aggressive side in season 5. It depends on how Mexico goes. He's not really happy with Robbie, but we'll see what happens with his father. That's a big question still. So we'll see. Do you like Stingray having a big role? I'm not the biggest fan. I thought Stingray worked for the most part in season 2, and I thought like season 2 was a good story arc for that kind of character and for him. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. I thought season 2, and I always thought it ended kind of well with him, doing some karate through the hallway, kicking the Miyagi-Dos, and then he kind of like walks off and fixes his tie. Like I thought that was like a good ending for the character. John, Josh, and Hayden really love Paul Walter Hauser. They wanted him back in season 3. His career took off. He was unavailable, but they did find a way to work him into season 4 and wrote him in a way that he's definitely got to be back some way. He's kind of tied up in it all now, but we'll see. I'm not thrilled about it, but hopefully if they can make it work, it'll work. Will Miguel beat the guys with the beer? Maybe. But I also think that's where his father could show up. New channel member Matt Moore, who just joined yesterday, right? I think Chozen is overhyped as being overpowered. Young Chozen in Karate Kid 2, you mean Karate Kid 2, he wasn't that strong of a villain. And modern Chozen is unproven as a daughter, except sparring with Daniel. Yeah, I mean, we don't quite know how powerful he is. He was definitely able to get the best of Daniel. He knew some Miyagi-Do things that Sato had taught that Mr. Miyagi never taught. But, and that's why I think like the show will want to make sure he's not. Okay, forget it. The guy, the show will want to make sure he's not overpowered. The show will do that. So I do agree. Like I think the show will make sure he's beatable. At the very least, we need that for the suspense. So, Daniel to evolve beyond Chozen. Yeah. But that's in the future. So for right now, though, going into season 5, it's definitely Daniel and Chozen, and we'll see how they approach this together. He will leave his estate to Daniel. Well, that's a good question. And as I pointed out actually in the video, it's a little unclear. It's even somewhat unclear how Chozen inherited all the Miyagi-Do artifacts when theoretically it should have belonged to Mr. Miyagi. And it's pretty clear that obviously Mr. Miyagi left everything he had to Daniel. So we're not even really sure how Chozen ended up with it, but whatever. Like, that's the show. Somehow Mr. Miyagi didn't seem to think it was of concern, so Sato took it, and then when Sato died, he left it to Chozen. So that's fine. Maybe if Chozen, dies, it could end up back with Daniel, which seems like it should have been with Daniel at the first place, but we'll see. Okay, so Michael T. Flex, you missed the earlier part, but we'll come back to it. Just as I was saying, like something, if we go back to here, I'm going to come to this again. Hold on. So this is the scroll Chozen gave Daniel in Karate Kid 3, or in season 3, I mean. And we got to look at it, and it doesn't translate perfectly. Some people have had some, vague translations. It's definitely not like a literal or makes perfect sense even in the Japanese. But selected person gets Hearted Dragon. That's up in the corner. Like he's holding. If you use it, you may be killed. So it's like something like it's some powerful move that can beat your enemy, but it can kill you in the process. And so like this could be something Chozen does. He uses this great move and beats Silver, but it ends up killing him in the process. So it's the Heart of the Dragon, whatever it is. Whatever that is. So think of it like that, Michael. He has this great Miyagi-Do move, but it's very powerful. But if you use it, you may be killed. It could even kill you in the process. So that's something they were doing. If you're writing the arc for season 5, what would you write? I don't know. Like it's hard just going into season 5 from what we know. Terry Silver expanding, Miguel in Mexico. So we've seen kind of the storylines we know. I don't know. It just, part of about the thing about the arc is it ultimately depends on where they want to go in season 6. So where does 5 have to end so season 6 can kind of pick up from there? But I think like these are ideas that make sense for a possible story arc. Jay Kisses, thank you for coming in. What do you think will happen to Sam according to the trailer? Yeah, I kind of covered that in the video. At least what we get from the trailer is she's in these dream sequences, kind of battling herself, battling maybe her past or insecurities. She feels things she feels bad about, like the Halloween bullying of Aisha, maybe Hawk becoming like Daniel, using Hawk as like the face of Miyagi-Do. Maybe she's a little jealous about that. We also see Daniel here. She feels like she let her father down. Miyagi's karate coming from China. Yeah, that could be. That could be an in-universe explanation. I just assume, out of universe, they don't actually, they want to show it, but they don't want to actually give it away what it is. Like, so I go with the out of universe, show reason that obviously they don't want to literally give away what it's going to be. So how do you show it without it giving it away? But yeah, definitely for like an in-universe explanation that makes sense. That's actually a good explanation for like an in-universe reasoning. That's understandable. Yeah, there you go. So maybe you can see it. And I regret I should have included more of that in my video. Definitely. This thing is called Kamikaze. Maybe. Has some rare blood type as Tori's mom and donates one of her kidneys. Yeah. That just feels like fixing the whole thing. And we don't quite know what's the problem with Tori's mom, but it may be beyond that. Like I don't think that's where the story would go. Traditional jiu-jitsu from Japan. Cool. And Jake hisses. Who do you think will make the end of the rivalry, Robbie or Miguel? I think it's got to be both. Maybe Robbie. If Robbie can accept things with his dad, he's got to accept things with his dad, even though his dad seemingly is putting Miguel above him, more than he ever did. So it's Johnny's got to make some strides too. So there's a lot that has to go on. Definitely, Michael, you're not alone that you think Chozen is more badass than Daniel or even Johnny. Definitely, you're not alone in that. And this trailer did a lot to reaffirm that opinion. Mr. T or Terry Silver. Yeah, I don't know. Funny, I don't know. How are we doing? We've gone over an hour after a few false starts. Robbie should train for Chozen. Yeah, definitely you want definitely some different training sequences with Chozen. I mean, I agree with that. We definitely want Chozen to get around, so to speak, teaching different people. Obviously, I've been looking forward to Anthony and Chozen. I've been looking forward to Sam and Chozen. We'll see. Sam already connected with Johnny in season 4, so I don't necessarily know if there's another instructor for her, sensei for her, but definitely maybe Anthony could connect with Chozen. Let's see. We're going. Okay. Johnny will like Chozen. Actually, I kind of hope so. I think like one of those Johnny and Chozen kind of hitting it off, and Daniel's like, "What the heck?" Could almost be fun. But we'll see how much time they have together. Obviously, Johnny has other priorities going on in Mexico. I pity Fumi's karate for bad purpose. Yeah, it would be funny, but I don't think we're gonna get Mr. T. So that's, yeah, we'll see how Amanda takes the Chozen. We'll see. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up there. We've gone a little bit over an hour. Coming up about an hour and 15 minutes. I had a few false starts, but thank you everyone for coming back in. I got some, I'm going to cover Cobra Kai. I got some House of the Dragon stuff I want to put out. But definitely a lot of stuff. I as I think about it deeply, I feel like there's stuff I even missed in the video on Chozen, which I didn't address, but I hope I addressed some of those details now. If we got Carrie Underwood, we should have Mr. T. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Devin will be around. Don't worry. So thank you everyone for coming on in. We'll see you next time. at the next one.